Introducing Simon Du Plooy from Corion Capital, who runs the Corion Gravitas NCIS retail hedge fund, which was established in 2015.
Thank you, Simon. Could you now tell us a bit more detail about your fund and exactly how it differs from some of the other alternative products and mainstream investments?
Corion Gravitas is a multi-strategy hedge fund. It represents the amalgamation of a lot of things we've learned in the hedge fund industry. How one needs to allocate capital, how you need to incentivize and reward managers, and how you need to manage the risk in the product. For us, in the hedge fund industry, we want to be nimble. It's smaller strategies. There's many opportunities that the funds can access that traditional strategies are not able to. But speed is of the essence. So Corion Gravitas differs in its ability to quickly reallocate capital from one strategy to another strategy. Actually, I suspect there is not another hedge fund that can that quickly move capital between managers and different strategies, maybe move from an equity strategy to a fixed income strategy. A typical fund of fund needs to wait for 1 month to give notice for investment in order to get that capital, and then wait another month to physically get it into the account. So there's often a 2-month delay in order to reallocate capital, whereas we've got the ability to do that on the same day. Another important point is to reward managers for their skill. So because we amalgamate strategies within the fund as opposed to investing in another manager's fund, because we manage the capital on our side and appoint another manager to act on our behalf, we are able to give very explicit benchmarks which they need to outperform, and we can ensure that they take on active positions, that they take on a view for which they can reward it, as opposed to taking on a premium that anyone can access through an index fund. Lastly, it is our ability to manage the risk. So we've invested quite heavily in our systems over Corion's long history, and Gravitas has got the ability to manage the risk between strategies that are very different, and we're able to run what we call value at risk, which is a quantitative way of measuring risk, and that's just one of the ways in which we measure the risk. I think the fund's also different in that not all the managers are from one house. So you'll find that there is many multi-strategy funds out there, but all the different strategies are within one house. So we're not bound by limiting ourselves to one investment house. We can pick a strategy from any investment house and decide if that's going to be suitable for our fund. For that reason, we've got quite a diverse range of strategies. We've got some equity strategies, both in the so-called long-short, which is a very well-known hedge fund strategy, but also market neutral, that is also equity-based. But then we've also got fixed interest, we've got the commodity strategy, we've got some special opportunities that doesn't come to the market often, where we've got one guy just actively looking for strategy, for new special opportunities that's not readily available. And in that way, the fund is quite diverse. The underlying strategies are completely uncorrelated. Sometimes I think even we quite surprised how low the correlation between the strategies. At some points one would expect some correlation between managers and some similar performance, but in this case we were actually the strategies work well together, which makes the fund really appealing. It's got a moderate risk profile, which I think makes it ideal for a large range of investors. It's not as high risk as equities, it's not as low risk as bonds, it fits nice in the middle. And it's because of this diversification among the strategies that one gets this very nice profile of the investment.
Simon, thank you very much for joining us. Thank you for sharing your background and a bit about the firm and your fund itself. Thank you for tuning into Black Onyx. You can find us on www.blackonyx.co.za. We look forward to collaborating with you.
Black Onyx is an authorized financial services provider and warns that there are risks associated with financial products, and past returns do not guarantee future performance. The purpose of this content is to present different regulated asset management strategies, overseen by regulated firms and individuals, whose opinion may not necessarily be shared by Black Onyx and or the members of the public. No information or opinions contained in these interviews constitute a recommendation or invitation in any jurisdiction to invest or otherwise deal in alternatives and traditional investments as represented by Black Onyx.